So, welcome to the day 5 of this introduction to quantum computation sessions. And today we'll be uh, looking at the at how to program a quantum computer. So there are multiple number of quantum computers right now in the market. We have IBM, we have D-Wave, we have Microsoft, we have Google. So the one I learned and was easier for me was Qiskit. So I will start teaching you these things with Qiskit. Okay, and then we will see some gates, some control gates. Like I showed you earlier, the CX gate is a control gate. We will see some of the control gates, and then we will design the circuit on Qiskit. Okay, so and okay, so these are the resources to learn Qiskit. Like these are the resources given by Qiskit to learn the programming. So the first one is this documentation. Okay, you guys can see the screen, right? Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can see this one.
Okay. So the first thing is documentation. In this documentation, they have provided everything like from installing Qiskit to programming with Qiskit to gates and other like other packages as well, like this VQE, VQC optimization and other things as well, like which can you can use for quantum machine learning things. Like it's this quantum aqua has all those things. If you start from the beginning, it will give you the instructions how to install Qiskit at your local computer, or you can use this IBM experience thing. Then it will list some of these contributions to Qiskit. Something related to this thing, like you can make contributions to Qiskit by providing your own code, uh, like something like mm correcting some errors in the textbooks and other things. So right now we will be focusing on this tutorial thing, like for tutorial for program your quantum computation, that quantum computer in that IBM has. So it gives us this circuit thing also, like starting with the circuit visualization and other things. It gives us this advanced algorithm things also. It gives us pulse, it gives us a lots of things, optimization and chemistry, like the distance, like we did with VQC in QGSS. It gives that things too, and everything that you need for this Qiskit has been listed here. Every package you need to import, everything you can search it on here. Like I want to include like VQE. So I will search VQE and it will show me the things related to VQE. Yeah. So here's the uh, VQE class that we need to import and use for this variation quantum eigensolver thing. So just like this, you can search for different things like VQC. Let's say VQC. We need VQC, variation quantum classifier. It will give that too. We need to see if CX get exists in this cascade. You can see it there too, like CS gate exists, like something like this. Okay, and this is the library circuit. It contains every gate that can be used, from CX to RX to CH and other things. We will look at these things also. And the second thing is Qiskit text. The second resource is Qiskit textbooks. It's like a what can I say? Like a book for learning programming in prerequisites that I more or less taught you, something like prerequisite or something like here, I guess. Yeah. No. Yeah. Linear algebra and stuffs. Like I taught you. things, and some of them are like I haven't taught you tensor products only, right? Yeah. So only tensor product remains from this thing, and all other things has been taught to you in the earlier sessions. If you start with this thing, it will introduce you to what a bit is, how that thing works, what a block sphere is, what are the other things it, and like how the qubit is made from artificial atoms and other things like that. For multiple qubits, you can see this thing like it's like a book or it's like a book for Qiskit. Okay, and the third resource is their YouTube channel. Like Qiskit has its own YouTube channel for their like explanation and other things as well. People give talk on that about a specific topic, like how that thing work, how a algorithm works. You can see that thing also. They have like every Tuesday they have a session in which they explain new algorithms and stuff like that. Okay, so you guys can refer this YouTube channel too. So I have linked all this in the this present like PDF. I will share this PDF to you also. Okay. Okay. So let's start with this uh, whiteboard thing. Okay, it takes time. Hmm. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Why does it look distorted? Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Don't mention this. Yeah. Okay. Now it's better. Okay. So just like control for control gates. Okay. Just like CX and CXX, we can sorry, not CXX, CCX. We can have other control gate as well. The C represent control, right? And the X represent the gate that will be implemented if control is active. So we can have a different number of control gates. Like almost every gate that's in quantum computation, like Y, like Z, like H, like U2, like U1, like U3, S, T, and other gates, you can make a control gate out of it. You can write C X, C Y, C Z, C H, C U, and all of them will work as, the way CX work. Like C is the control, and it will implement the gate that it's paired with, and when the control is active it will apply the gate, and if control is not active it won't apply the gate. Okay, and just like CCX, we have CCY, we have CCZ, we have CCH, and other gates as well. Okay, so these are the control gates. Just remember that not only CX, all other gates can be used as control as well. Like there is something like RX, you can make it a control by doing CRX and something like that. Okay. Okay, so it's in the slide as well. Like just like CX and CXX, you can find CY and CCY, CZ, CCZ, CH and CCH also. Okay, so let's see this thing, like programming a quantum computer with Qiskit. So I had this thing, yeah, right. So I will be doing the things, like I will be coding and explaining you what I am doing. Okay. So the first thing, when you start when you make a new textbook in this quantum, sorry, IBM quantum experience, is it will import the like default setting of packages. Like it will import quantum circuit, it will import execute, it will import Acer, it will import IBM Q, and transpilers, assemblers, and everything from the Jupyter tool, and visualization. Like visualization is something like you want to represent a state in Blocksphere, and it comes in visualization. So quantum visualization also have Blocksphere. It has a Q sphere that seeing the datas in quantum circuit, we import all the things that are there in this quantum cascade visualization. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's Oh wait. Okay. So I will have to do this thing. Is it? No, not this one. Just give me a second. Okay. I just want it to be here. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing we do is import packages. Okay. So we imported packages, the default packages. Okay. So the second thing what we do is we select the number of qubit we want to use and the classical bit we want to use. Okay. So let's see, we want n is equal to like quantum bit is equal to, let's say we want to make a 5 qubit circuit. Okay. And we want classical reg equal to, we only want to measure, let's say, the first qubit. Okay, so let's start with 5 resistors. For every qubit there is one resistor. So as I told you earlier, what does a classical what why do we need classical resistor? We need classical resistor to store the state of the qubit at the end in which it collapses, right? So the qubit can collapse in one state or zero state. So we record that on the C-reg, and we we like something like we measure the q-reg at the end and store that thing. Okay, so we defined the number of qubit we want in our circuit. We defined the number of register we want in our circuit. Okay, so the second thing that it tells is implement required gates for the qubit. Okay, so I guess I left a point. Make a quantum. Okay, so the second thing we will do is make a quantum circuit. How do we make a quantum circuit? That uh, using this using this input, this package. Okay, so the cascade package has a class named quantum circuit. This allows us to make a quantum circuit that could be run on the quantum computer that IBM has. So what we do is we name our circuit as Q circuit. Circuit is equal to quantum circuit. The number of qubit we want is QBIT, and the number of classical register we want. We took it to be C-reg. Okay, and we set enter. Oh, but concept. Okay, so I forgot to run this one. Okay, it will take like a minute or two. The import thing takes some minutes. Okay, so it's done. So it should run now. Yeah. So what we did is we made 5 qubit circuit, and with that we added 5 registers. So let's see what does it look like. Okay, so we do circuit dot draw draw and we put this thing. Okay, so this is our circuit right now. It has 1 2 3 4 5 qubit and 5 registers. So we can use different type also. PYPE type is equal to, let's say, TXT. Wait, strict not defined. Yeah, MPL what? Wait. Hmm. I guess I am leaving this thing. It should work. Yeah, this is MPL, and if you will do it as a text, it will come something like this. Okay, so you can see the arguments to be placed in this draw in this thing, like this quantum documentation thing. Okay, so just play with this on your own. Right now, I will be using MPL. Okay, so now it looks like this. So the next step that we have to do is implementing required gates for the circuit. Let's say I want to make a circuit. I want to make a circuit something like 1 2 3 4 5. What I want is a control here and a X here, control here and a X here, control here and a X here, and like this to the end. Okay, this is what I want to make it in the quantum circuit. So this is what we want. Okay, so let's see how can we do this thing on that circuit. So for the first thing, we want our control to at 0 and the X gate at Q1, right? So we want it to be implemented on circuit. So we write circuit dot what gate we need. Need a CX gate, and then we place the controlled qubit at the starting. So we want a control qubit at 0, and then we want our X to be placed at 1. Okay, so something like this. So it's been placed. Let's see what the circuits look like. Circuit dot draw. Yeah. So we got our CX gate at here. Okay. So for the other three, what will I do? I will make a loop. Okay. Let's say for in range range 4, uh, circuit dot CX I plus 1 comma I plus 2. You guys know how the loop work, right? Can someone unmute yourself and tell me if you know how loop works in Python or not? Like, do you
Yeah.
know that? Yeah.
How we
Okay.
know? Yes, we
So
know.
you guys can
Yeah.
see what this thing what this thing does, right? It takes I is equal to 0, then add a 1 to it, means the first qubit, then add a 2 to it, means the second qubit. So let's see what this will do. Uh, circuit dot draw. Index is out of range. I 3 plus 2 5. Yeah, okay.
It should be
Yeah,
I and I plus 1, no?
yeah. The this thing start with 0. Okay, why is it like this? For I range 4. Okay,
Hello.
yeah. So it's been implemented 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Would you please repeat the last part while you have introduced the first gate? I I got disconnected there.
This thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the how the CX gate works is okay. So I will have to remake this and draw and this thing. Okay, so how the CX gate works is the first argument that it takes is the controlled bit, like at what bit you want your control to be placed, and the second argument it needs is where to place X, like something like this. Okay, this is your CX gate. This is, let's say, on N. This is on M. This is Qn. This is Qm. Okay, so CX takes two arguments. First argument will be the control bit on which you want to place the control, and the second one will be the one where you want to place X. Okay, and to define that on which circuit we want it to be placed, we write circuit, means the circuit we made, dot this, like on circuit implement CX gate with this um, control at N and X on M. Okay, do you get it?
Okay, okay, got
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So this thing will make something like this, and if we do this thing, like secret dot draw, now you will see this thing. Okay, so 0 to 4 is 4. Okay, so we need 3, and then it should work. It should be 1 and 2. So yeah. Okay. So this thing, and this thing. So now this thing are in place, right? So what did I do in the first part was I put a 4 here. So the I went from I was something like 0 comma this comma 4. Okay. So but if I is equal to 4, I plus 1 and I plus 2. This thing doesn't have any meaning, right? I plus 1 will be 4 plus 5, and you won't have Q5 in this thing. So that's why that code went something wrong. Yeah. Okay. So the now we what do I need to do is I want a H gate implemented here. Like I want a H gate here, a H gate here, and a H gate here. Okay. So how can I do that? Let's say for I in range 5. So it will take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if what was this? Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you can do it in loop also. It's better to do it on this circuit dot h on what qubit? On 1, on 0, comma 1, comma 4, I guess. Yeah, 0, comma 4. Okay. So what does this thing do is ask it to implement it on 0, 1, and as well as 4. So let's see how the circuit looks like. Circuit dot draw. Yeah. Wait. What? Okay. I did 0, 1, 4. So let's see what does this do. Okay. So I wrote the command circuit dot h 1 0 comma 1 comma 4. Right. So what does this means is I want to implement on circuit. What I want to implement? I want to implement a H gate, and where do I want to implement it? I want it to be implemented it on the element of this array, 0 comma 1 comma 4. You can also write this thing as this circuit dot h0, circuit dot h1, circuit dot h4. Okay, but it's better to write in this way, right? It's compact, and you can see that it's telling you to put 0 1 h on 0 1 4, right? So it's compact way of writing this thing. So you can do that thing also. Let's say we do CIRCUIT circuit dot h on, let's say I want it on 2, and then I want circuit dot h on the 0 1 2 3, the third one, right? The third one, and then I do CIRC circuit dot top. This thing will work as well, but the point is, if I want to put it on all the four, why won't I use this thing, right? So this is one of the way to write this. The another way to write this thing is, you can use circuit dot circuit dot x. Let's say I want to implement x gate on every qubit. So I would write cx range 4. What does a range 4 do? It gives a array of 0 to 4. Wait, it gives a 0 to n minus 1, right? So we want a 5 here. So it could be implemented on Q4 as well. And when we do this and print circuit dot draw, we can see that X has been implemented in every bit. Okay, so these are some ways we implement our this gates. Okay, so um, what can I say? Like control gate, X gate. Yeah. So the gate I taught you till now is H gate, X gate, Y gate, and Z gate. And CX, CY, CZ, and CH gate, something like this. Okay, so just like CX gate, CX control bit, target bit, we can do the same thing for CY also. We can write CY n comma m2 and CZ n comma m. The same way we write CX. Okay, and for just like I wrote H, you can do it for any single bit. Like just replace the H from H to X or Y, and you will be able to do that. Okay, so the third the next step is putting the measurement gate at the end of the circuit. This is the main part. Like I forgot putting a measurement gate at the last, like every now and then. Like if I make a circuit five times, I forgot it more or less 2 times. So making a circuit uh, and then not implementing the measurement gate is like tossing a coin and then never seeing it again. Like you want the head or tail, but you are not looking at it. Okay, it's like this. So we want to put our measurement gate at the last in every circuit. If you want that probability thing. Okay, so let's do that. The gate that means how we do is CIR circuit dot measure. What we want to measure? We want to measure all the qubits, right? So we can do is, we want to measure our 0 qubit on the 0th classical this classical bit. Okay, then we can write CIR circuit dot measure 1 on 1 and circuit draw. Yeah. So this measurement gate has been put on this thing, but and just like the CX gate, The first one is the target, and the second one, first one is the control, and second one is the target. It's something like the first one is the bit you want to measure. The second one is on what classical bit you want it to be stored. Something like this. Let's say this is your nth qubit. Okay, and let's say this is a red one. Okay, and this is your mth classical bit. Say classical register, CREG. This is mth. Okay, so if you want to measure this thing, the gates look something like this. So it will be circuit dot measure. The first the like number of the qubit, like it's on nth qubit, so we will write n. Then on what bit, classical bit you want it to be measured, like we want to be measured on m. Okay, so this is how we put our measurement gate. Okay, so uh, for 0 it goes to 0. From 0 qubit it goes to the 0 bit, 0 classical register. From 1 it goes to 1. We can also do circuit dot measure range. Let's start from 2 to 5, and then write range 2 to 5. Okay, what does the range 2 to 5 gives? It gives an array of 2, 3, and 4. So this will be something like circuit dot measure 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, so these are the same thing, right? So just like this range in h thing, the thing here is the same. From 2 it goes to the 2, 3 to it goes to 3, 4 it goes to 4. You can also write something like from 3 then 2 then 4, or anything you want. Okay, anything, like any register you want it to be stored on. So do this, then we print our circuit. Sorry, should be circuit dot draw. Yeah, so it's been implemented on the rest of the three as well. Okay, so this is how you make a circuit. Now what we did is make a circuit. Now we want it to be what can I say, now we want it to run on the quantum computer. Okay, so what we do is we choose a backend. Okay, what does the backend means? Backend means the machine on which you want this circuit to be run on. Like you want it to run on uh, that online cloud thing, or you want it to run in this, like what can I say, simulator, right? So Acer simulator is one of the simulator, AER, this thing. And if you want it to be run on this actual quantum computer, you need this, what can I say, the CPI token. Yeah, CPI token from your this thing, from your IBM quantum I experience. Uh, what can I say about this account? So you will get your API token here. If you want it to be run on this, uh, where is it? Quantum computer that IBM has, this one, all these you need those API token. Right now, I will be working on the simulator, but as we progress, I will I will teach you how to implement your circuit on these IBM quantum computers as well. Okay, so let's yeah. So we did this thing. So now I will choose a simulator on which I want to run this circuit. Okay, so the simulator that we are going to use is called something like, there are two simulators: state vector simulator and AER simulator. So I won't be using the state vector simulator. I will be using the other one. Like what's its name? I forgot the name. Yeah, it's called Quasum simulator. Yeah, Quasum simulator. So the code is something like this. We need a backend BACKEN. Yeah, someone messaged or no? Is it someone messaged? Okay, yeah, Quasum. Yeah, right. It's called Quasum simulator. So we write AER dot get that backend and write as a backend we need Quasum simulator. Okay, so we do this. Now we have a backend on which we can run this circuit. So now we need to define what's called sort. Like if you want a probability, you need to perform that experiment for like n times, right? The probability is something like number of favorable outcome divided by total number of trials, right? Is something like that. So let's say we have a coin. We want to find the probability of getting heads or tails. So what we do is we toss it 100 times, right? And we get something like 44 to be in head, and like 46 to be on tails. Uh, okay, so I wrote it head. Let's say this is tail. This is tail. This is right. So just like that, right here also we want to find the probability of this state being in 1 or 0. So we need to define sort here also. So SHORT sorts is equal to, oh sorry. So, wait, what? Sort should be 1000, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. Sort should be, I guess, 1000 should be enough. So people usually take 1024 as it represent 2 to the power that 10 thing. But yeah, if you take for around 1000 thing, it will work. Okay, so now we have our backend. We have the number of times you want this circuit to be ran on that backend. Now we want to execute thing, run thing, like actually run thing. Okay, so we have imported this execute. This execute lets us execute that circuit on that backend. Okay, so what we do is we write job. The job we want is what we want to execute what we want to execute circuit. So we write circuit. We want to execute circuit on what we want to execute. We want it to be executed on backend, ESK and backend. Then the number of sorts has been defined as sorts, right? So this is okay. Wait, what? I've defined circuit. Oh, wait. So this backend thing is backend sorts is sorts, and now it should run. Yeah. So actually, we have to say that what backend we want to use. Like we just can't say this backend. If I write this this run thing and this sorts. So these two things are defined in this way. Run underscore run, something like this. So it asked for backend, so we gave this backend. It asked for us for sorts, we gave this sorts. Okay, so it's something like this. Okay, so the job is this. So now we have defined the job. Now we want to run it. So we do is what we do is we want a result out of it. Result is job dot result. This will give us the result. Okay, so if I print result, I won't get anything. Yeah. So this result consists of many things like state vector, unitary matrix, counts, and all other things. Okay, so it's like mixed up thing. So we need to provide a argument to result that tells the result that we want a certain things, like we want unitary or we want the count. This result have many things in it, like it compresses the circuit and makes a unitary operator out of it, and all other things. Okay, so right now what we want is probability. So for probability, what we want to see the number of heads we got and the number of tails we got. So we need the counts of every uh, that thing. What can you say? Every possible outcome. So we say that count is equal to result dot get count. This this thing is argument of this result, and it tells us that give the count the value of of the result that correspond to counts. Okay, so when wait, oh, sorry, it should be yes, sorry. Yeah, so we got this. Now we will, if we print count. Yeah, so this is what we get. So for 1024 sorts, 28 sort for we got 28, like we got 00000, like 5 zeros 28 times. We got this thing 38 times. We got this thing 32 times. We got this thing 23 times. Okay, so if you will see, the probability of any state in this will be more or less equal to the other state as we use this h thing. Okay, so if we have a 0 at the starting and we have a controlled this gate, this doesn't mean anything. You can just ignore this thing. Then we have a h, then we have a x. So it's something like equally probable state of for every possible thing. Okay, so you can play with this thing. Like let's say I want to make another circuit, so I write qc dot quantum circuit. Sorry, qc is equal to quantum circuit. I want 2 qubits and 2 resistors. I want to place c dot h on the first thing. Sorry, zeroth thing. I want qc dot x on the first thing. Then I want to measure. So, 0, 1 to placed on 0, 1, and then we have our backend defined. We have all this sorts, number of sorts defined. We just need this. This has been defined as job. So let's say we make it a job one. When execute circuit, we want to execute QC here. QC is our new circuit. We want to QC this thing. Now we have a result variable there, so we will make it as result one, and we make job underscore one dot result. Then then we want counts. Your UNTS counts is equal to res result underscore one job. Then print counts. Yeah. So what does this do? It makes a 2-qubit circuit with two quantum register. Sorry, two classical register. So let's draw it out. 2-qubit, two classical register, a H gate on the first and a X gate on the second. Sorry. And measure on that. Measure this thing. Measure this thing. So for H, what we will get 0.5 probability of in being 1 and 0.5 probability of being 0. So this thing, and for the second one we will get one for every possible every trial, right? So QC write it in this way, right? Qn minus 1 and something like this. So this should look something like 1 comma 0 with a probability 0.5 and 1 comma 1 with a probability 0.5. My mouse is broke. Yeah, right, because the second qubit is always in one state, so this thing will be 1 always, and 0 will have 0.5 probability, 1 will have 0.5 probability, and we can see it here as well. Like 1 0 will have 475 and 1 1 will have 548. Okay, so it's something like 0.5 and 0.5, like more or less. So as we increase the number of sorts, we reach a point where we get this deviation to be more or less. Yeah. So for if we do it for 10,000, we get 507. Like as you increase your trial, you get more accurate, right? If you have an ideal situation, it's something like this, something like that. Okay. So let's do it for now. What? Yeah. So when if we have a probability, we need to visualize it. Like physics is in physics we use visualization for this data science, astrophysics, and other space astronomy things. We use it in this machine learning thing for that heat graph and other things. So visualization is main thing. So we don't just want this thing, we want to visualize it like something that gives us probability or less. Okay, so what we do is we plot a histogram out of this. So as I told you earlier, the Qiskit.visualize import star, the Qiskit.visualize has a inbuilt histogram plot for this thing. Okay, so we write plot underscore histogram. What we want that histogram to plot? We want it to plot count. Yeah, so it will like plot the probability graph. So it's something like 0.5 and 0.5. Let's say just for this, let's say do it for 0 to 4. Okay, we make this thing also, this thing also. So now you will see that it's 0.511, 0.498. So as I told you, as you increase this number of sorts, means the number of trials, you will get closer and closer to the that ideal thing. But remember this this backend that we are using is a simulator, and simulator is an ideal situation. We don't get an ideal situation in our real quantum computer. So keep this in mind. So when we do that, uh, mm, what can I say? That actual quantum computer, you will see that too. Okay. So that's all, I guess. Do you guys have any questions on how to like how to program this qu- quantum circuit in Qiskit? This
I
thing,
couldn't understand the execute part.
this thing. Yeah. So what does it do?
Yes.
Execute is a
Yeah.
predefined package from this Qiskit. What does it do? Is take the quantum circuit we want it to run, on what backend we want it to be run, and how many shots we want it to run. It's for let's say we have a coin. Okay. So what a execute does is take that specific coin, then how you want to something like how you want to toss it, like where we want to toss it, like outside the home, inside the home, with some error or with something like that, and how many times you want it to be tossed. Okay, it's something like that. Execute is a function from Qiskit that does that thing. It implement the QC on that backend, and how many times this sorts number of times. Okay, did you get it now?
And backend means
Hello, Jyotsika. Hello. Oh, okay. The backend is on what system you want that
backend means
circuit. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling the same thing. Backend means on what.
yeah, backend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't hear you. Okay, for the simplicity, backend means just on what system you want it to be run. Like you want it to be run on Cosm simulator, then it will run in Cosm simulator. You want it to be run on like a real quantum computer, then then define a backend in that way, and it will run it on like a real quantum computer. It defines the system on which you want the circuit to be run. Okay, did it answer your question? Yeah. Okay. So
Okay,
you
understood.
guys
Yes.
get all this thing. Like, do you guys have any question? And for the one who attended the QGSS, was this a boring lecture or something like that? Like you guys?
In QGSS, they made the lectures
No, no,
very
no. Okay,
high level. You
okay.
you
I want to know that.
Yeah, but here
Yeah,
I could understand
yeah.
from the
Okay,
basics.
okay. So I want you guys, if you guys have time, I want you guys to work out some problems. Is it good or should I stop? Hello.
Oh,
Yeah. Hello. They are just simple problems implementing this thing on Qiskit, like making circuits. So, do you guys want to try it, or should I end the session? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, the first one is the first one is you have been given us the question one, like the problem one is something like you have been given a circuit in which there are two H gate. It's a 2 qubit circuit. Okay. So you have two qubits and H gate has been implemented. Oh, sorry. Next the dotted line. Okay. It's so, and at the end, when I measure this thing, this is C reg. What will this give me? It will give me 0.25 probability of 1100 and 01 and 00, right? So I want you guys to implement some gates here so that the end result is in this thing 11 to give me thousand thousand sorts when I have total number of trials is equal to 1000. I want you guys to put some gates in this thing here in the middle before the measurement and after the H gate. Let's say this is 0 and this is 1. So I will make this thing in this circuit too. See, I'll find it. Did you guys understood the problem?
Half we did.
Yeah.
That's understood.
Okay. So just see if you can find some circuit that does that for me. I'm going to make this in Qiskit. Prob 1. Oh, sorry. Ah,
Hello? Yeah. In this
yeah.
question, the input is 1 1 and output is 1
No, no, no.
0 0.
If I have not assigned it anything, then
Understood.
this is Q0 and Q1. It's in zero state. It starts with zero state. Okay.
Would you please repeat it?
If I have not defined a initial state for a qubit, then it means it starts from zero state. Like
Okay, okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You guys got something?
Bhaiya, I am done. Like, I got the answer.
Okay, so let's see for the solution. Yeah, what should I do?
Like you need to add H gate and X gate on both the qubits.
Okay, so like this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we got 1 1 with the probability of 1. This means for number of trials, the number of sorts for 1 1 is equal. So uh, what did we learn in the previous class? That every gate in QC is unitary operator, right? So if we want our resultant to be in 1 1, what we can do is just make this one go to identity, this one go to identity, and then put a X gate here, right? This pair go to identity, and then this thing remains as 0 0, and when we apply X, it becomes 1 1, right? So it gives 1 1 every sort. Okay, so this is done. Do you guys have time for another? Like, I had three problems. So if you guys want to try, I can give that to you.
We can try one more.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say I have a 2 qubit system, Q0 and Q1. Okay, and I have a H gate here, and I measure only this qubit, and I have only one classical register. I told you that I can do this thing, right? I can choose whatever number of register I want, and put this thing on here. Right? We don't need equal number of qubit and register. We can do this thing. So I have only one quantum this classical register. So it's not nothing has to do about this. I want you guys to make a circuit here so that this C range gets 1 every time. Like I want 1 to be equal to 1000, where number of shots is equal to 1000. Make a circuit here, and you can't use H gate. For the previous one, you can get it if I gave you to use this H gate, you can just apply H gate and X gate. So you don't get to use H gate here. Okay. The other gates you can. I have got right. Okay, so let me give you a clue. You can do this thing using CX gate. Why is it Ox gate? CX gate and X gate. And one more clue, you will have to use for the lowest one. You can it will be something like 2 CX gate and 2 X gate. It's X gate. I will make a circuit for this. Let's edit the previous one. I need only one register. I have it to be put on only H. On the first one, I have barrier. Just eliminate this one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Jyotsika left, I guess. Okay. Anyway, the lecture was over. Just making the problem.
I am done, bhaiya. Like, should I
Yeah,
go?
okay. Let's see. Okay, what do we need?
So, like we will need a CX gate over here with the
Like,
target on the first qubit
tell me
and
in
the
this
control
term.
on the
Like,
zero. Uh-huh.
okay, yeah. Control on zero,
Yeah, control on a
target
zero and the
on.
target on the first.
Yeah, okay.
And
So
then and
let me write it. Yeah,
yeah,
drop underscore one. You want a CX gate dot CX from 0 to 1, right?
0 1. Yeah, 0 to 1. And then an X gate from on 1.
Then a X gate on 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then again a CX gate on 1 0.
like reverse. Okay.
Yeah.
Reverse 0, comma, 1. Oh, sorry, 1 comma 0.
1 0. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. So what does it do? It makes a 1 and then makes it a 0. Okay, wait. It takes 1, makes it 1, makes it 0. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, yeah, you can do this way. Okay, so I guess I have taught you guys this thing, right? Like, to get a 0 as a control, you can use this. I was expecting you guys to do it in this way, like something like this. Then it will take 2x gate and 2cx gate, something like that. Okay, so this works as well. Like, it's simplified version of this one, right? Yeah, you can do this. And I will give you a third question. You guys can do this at your free time. Okay, so it's something like you have two qubits, Q0, Q1, and I have H gate placed here. Then you have a barrier, something like this, and I measure these things. Okay, so I what I want is, at the end I want 0 0 for sorts is equal to 1,000. Okay, I want this thing to have more or less, like, more or less 50 sorts. One to have 250 shots, and then 10 to have 500 shots. Or you can or in place of 10 you can also choose 01 to have 500 shots. It's on to you. Like okay, let's not do this. Do this one. Means the when this one is 1 and this one is 0, you need to have this 500 shots. So you can do this at home and send the solution to me. I will check that. Or you can make your circuit on your own and check it if it works or not. Okay. So I will send this file and that PDF to you. uh, I will upload that on the GitHub. You can download it from there. Okay. So that's all for now. I should stop recording. Do you guys have any questions related to those two problems? You guys can tell it on the chat. Like just say no. Okay. Okay. So Abhay tells that he took this thing. So let's check for that too. Wait. What you do is you this x0 is at the end or x0. Okay, x0 is at the end. Where is it? Oh no, not this one. Not this one. Yes. So x0 is at the end. Let's see if it works or not. Yeah, it works too. Good. So what does this thing do? It when it's one, it makes the q0 one, and in return it makes this thing once. Means at this position everything has been nullified and we have a 0 here. And after that we put a x which makes it in a one state, right? Yeah, I didn't expect these two from you guys. Like that's great. Like, where is it? This thing. It. Let me see. Put it here. Sorry. Control Xgate. Xgate. Control Xgate. And the second one was. Well, that's a good thing you guys are learning. These things are the second thing I do. The first thing I do is something like this. Like on the score basis, you guys have a better chance of winning. Like you guys only put 3 gates and I put 4 gates. That's great. Yeah, okay, so I will save this thing. Okay. So see you in the next class. We will be looking at. I guess I will be introducing the tensor product to you guys, and showing you how to represent multiple qubit state in a vector. Okay. So let's leave. I should stop recording.